Images don't get much weirder or stranger than this, and this image can be found in 1987's Delirium. Now, I don't know much about Delirium except that it's an Italian giallo made by Lamberto Bava, who is the son of Italian legend director Mario Bava. Lamberto is a bit of a legend himself, following in his father's footsteps and making many horror films throughout his career, like Macabre, Blade in the Dark, and Demons. I may not know much about the film, but with imagery like this, how can you go wrong? Well, let's find out together. Welcome to the HellBound Horror Show. Okay, before we dive into the plot, there's a bit of a warning. This movie is full of adult themes and imagery. It's almost softcore pornography at times. So if you're not into that, then this movie won't be for you. Delirium starts at a pornographic shoot near a pool. Joya is head of a magazine called Kitty Cat. Psst, it's not actually called Kitty Cat, but I'm trying to make this as PG as I can. Advertisers hopefully appreciate that. Joya used to model, married the head of the magazine, her husband then dies and she took over the company. Her brother is one of the photographers of the magazine. While Joya is in charge of the company, she isn't necessarily involved in the day-to-day operations. There's a subplot of a rival magazine business that wants to buy the remaining shares of Kitty Cat, but Joya won't sell. While leaving late one night from the pool shoot, a model's face randomly becomes that giant eyeball from the cover. This comes out of nowhere. Is she some kind of shapeshifter or something? No. It's not very clear at first, but we are actually seeing from the killer's POV. The lights change color, showing that their perception of reality is off. The killer kills the model with a pitchfork and she drowns in the pool. Joya's neighbor sees the murder happen and notices that the murderer has shoulder-length blonde hair. He notifies Joya by phone, but she's been harassed by him before, so she doesn't think anything of it. The next morning, there is no body in the pool, so Joya shrugs it off. We cut to the killer propping up the dead model next to a large printout of Joya and taking photos. Well, those photos eventually get to Joya, and she calls the cops and they come to investigate, but not much evidence is found. After another photo shoot, one of the models gets attacked in her own home. Through the killer's eyes, she looks like a giant fly or bee. The killer is dressed in a beekeeper getup. This reminds me of Martin Renner's masterpiece, Buzz Cut from 2021. It's a great slasher. As you can guess, the killer beekeeper releases killer bees and they kill the model. The killer sets up another photo shoot with the corpse and Joya's picture in the background. This worries Joya as it feels like she has a mark on her. Who would be after her or her company? Is it the rival magazine company? Is it her mysterious love interest? Maybe the neighbor is behind the killings. It could be her brother or the company's photographer. Everyone is a suspect. Delirium deals with some really seedy subject matter with naked bodies aplenty. A typical movie with this much nudity would normally be gross and scummy, but there is a sensual Euro-eroticism that makes it feel a bit more classy, you know, outside of the rapey parts. The kills are a bit lackluster compared to other staples of the genre. Not a lot of blood, but there is some violence. Performances are solid across the board. We have genre stars like Daria Nicolodi, George Eastman, David Brandon, and Italy's hottest actress at the time, Serena Grandi. Apparently Serena Grandi was difficult to work with and would only be available to start filming around noon. The best moment for me is at the mall. The killer has killed 2 people and Joya has to escape in an elevator. Lamberto Bava describes that this scene came very naturally for him to direct. He liked directing scary moments and he's proud of this part of the movie. The most unforgettable moments are when we are in the killer's POV and his victims have some sort of facial mask on them. I won't lie, I don't understand it. It doesn't make much sense to me, but the scenes and imagery are undeniably memorable. Most horror films, especially in the 80s, had just a little bit of sex in their horror. But if you would rather a little bit of horror in your sex, then Delirium fits that bill. It didn't work all the time for me, but I can't deny that there was a lot of skill devoted to this craft. There were moments that I absolutely loved, and as a whole, I enjoyed the majority of Delirium. but I also understand that it's not gonna be for everyone. That's all I have for tonight, so thank you so much for watching, and stay spooky, everyone. Okay, here's a head scratcher for you. I know it's been a staple for horror in the past, but is nudity needed in modern horror? I'd love to know your opinions in the comments below. And as always, thanks and bye.